Shalom Aleichem. Greetings all. Be blessed, be blessed, be blessed in all that you do. And in this episode, episode 10, correction of selection. People, sometimes if you will learn to just listen instead of just talking and trying to over talk people, you might learn something. But that's not for everybody. Everybody is not just going to listen. They're not going to give you a turn. They set in their ways and they are rude and they are very disrespectful. How can a conversation come to an end if there is no agreement because somebody want to over talk another person? Let's correct that. If we are talking, have your turn to speak and have your turn to listen. Most people just want to do the talking and then get an attitude and then just move away. Don't want to hear nothing that you have to say. Correction of selection is what people need to start doing, having respect for the other person. To get respect, you have to give it. Another thing, look at the trickery out here. And I will say this. We grew up pronouncing words the way we heard other people say them. But if you look at these words, they can be pronounced another way. Let's take a gas station for an example, Amoco. You see how it's spelled, A-M-O-C-O. Now it can also be pronounced Amoco. But see, that is correction of selection. Pronounce it the way you choose to, or you can pronounce it how it is spelled, depending on your pronunciation. That's why when foreigners come over to another country, they say things differently because they say it to how it is pronounced and not going along with the program of how everybody else say it. There are plenty of words out here that are pronounced one way, but when you look at the spelling of it, it is pronounced actually another way. Correction of selection. People, have you ever been in a situation to where you're telling the person, if you know the definition of this word, then you will know what it means. And the conversation won't sound leery. See, I grew up and I learned how to listen to people. And when they get done talking, I say, okay, let me tell you this. The word that you use, organization, can mean anything. You have nonprofit organizations. You have the church, which is an organization. You have the police department, which is an organization. You got your local gangs that are organizations. Organization, look the word up and you will know what it means. And when you find out the definition of the word, you will find out, yes, a lot of those organizations, a lot of those gangs are organizations. If people would just learn, you don't have to go to school to self-educate yourself. That's why it's called self-education. Pick up a dictionary. Read the dictionary. Look the words up. Improve your vocabulary. And a lot of times you won't sound unlearned. And I will say that in a nice way. Correction of selection. Another selection of things that need to be corrected is how we live. If you have a lot of drama in your life, of course you're going to be out of order. Your mind is going to be bobulated. It'll be everywhere. You won't think straight. But if you clear the air, find out what the problem is, you will know how to handle it. You will know how to deal with that there situation, and then you can have peace. Correction of selection. It's real. It is real out here. And people nowadays are more paranoid because they are in fear. We are not to have no fear. So please correct that. Why are you fearing? You fear something is out here, so you have on a mask. People, if you understand the age of the AI, which they said it years ago, you will know that man is listening to artificial intelligence. That's why the AI have humans thinking that we are germs to each other, and they give it another name, and then the whole world is in a pandemic. But if you look at it, and if you know this, throughout the years growing up, before this, people have always died every day. Every day there was a killing, natural death, people would die. They could be standing up walking down the street and just pass out. I've seen that with my own two eyes. So anything that they're saying, it's nothing new. There is nothing new. People going to the hospital, but they don't come back. It is nothing new. It's just the fear that they put into the media, and you buy it, you listen to it, you feed into it, and that fear becomes within you, and now you're paranoid. Correction of selection. People, if you believe in the Almighty Creator, and you know He is who He say He is, He will protect you if you have faith. But you can't have faith in Him and you're believing what the enemy tell you. Correction of selection. People, let's get this together, because if we don't, who will? We call our children kids. It was the late 80s when they changed that. I grew up in it. Around 87, 88, Sesame Street stopped calling the children children and turned to kids. I said it once before. When we used to get out of school, I was in middle school. When we got out of school, around 3:30, cartoons would come on. They would call it the Fox Kids Network. Now, if you look at any old movie from the 40s and 50s, they did not refer to their children as kids. Now, if you look the word kid up in the dictionary, in an old dictionary, and I mean an old one, before it was published before, let's say, the 90s. It was published around 85 and under. The word kid mean goat, mule, jackass is what the word means. So every time you referring to your young ones as, oh, I have my kids with me, you're calling them a mule, a jackass, a goat. That is satanic talk. And here's another thing to think about. Listen to your surroundings. You see it on TV. You have young people nowadays referring to people as the goat. And when you look at the satanic statue, what is the head of that statue? A goat. That is satanic talk. Don't ever call me a goat, because I'm not a goat. Understand that. Correction of selection. It's two things that's going to happen in your life. You're going to get right, or you're going to stay wrong. You're going to walk in the spirit, or you're going to please the flesh. Those are your two options. But the reason for our existence is to learn of the Creator. And that is it. That is our purpose, to learn of Him and do what He asks us to do for the salvation of our soul, to have a good eternal life. It don't make sense to have a bad one here and a punishment and then move to the next and have it worse. People, look for goodness. And believe me, there ain't nothing wrong with correcting people when they're wrong. That's what we are to do, and share the knowledge. It is up to them to accept it, search it, figure it out, or they will dismiss it, not hear it, and stay unlearned. Because a lot of people, if you just listen to them, speak so ignorant and they think they so smart, but they don't know a thing. Correction of selection. It is real. Be blessed, be blessed, and always pray to the Almighty Creator